Everyone, Slab here. So this is my second video of the 3.28 leap start. So I'm at Act 6. I'm going to start Act 6 right now. So let's start with the build where I am at this moment. So health, I like to have 300 per act. I'm way behind. I have 1,131. Should be at 1,500 since I just finished Act 5. But this always happens when I play a squishy ranger build, so it's totally normal. Just my goal. Resistances need to cap ASAP. Have 63 gold and 70 lightning. Don't care for chaos resist in the campaign at all. Suppress chance is 30. I think it's good for now. We'll need to be 100 early in maps if possible. Um, let's talk about, just by the way, just before I did some recording, I changed my belt for a lot better one from Gamble, and the same thing for my quiver. So the boots that you will see soon, I'm doing a voiceover, by the way, and I'm having notes, so sometimes I'm going to talk and it's not going to be at the exact same time in the video. Doesn't really matter. So my boots are only 15% movement speed, which could be a lot better. They have good fire resist, and the rest is crap. Adding cold resist, I added cold resist on the bench. So now after that, my cold resist is capped. When I say capped, it means I have at least 75. Left ring, good resistances. 2 life per enemy attack is nice. Don't care about the rest. Helmet, good for accuracy because you want 100% chance to hit. And you need accuracy for that. Fire and lightning resistances, which is very good because, as I often say, you want health and resistances pretty much everywhere. Amulet, only for strength and intelligence. Okay, life. Pretty sure I can get a better one from gambling, so that's why I did it. The new one has a lot more strength, but no int. But okay, lightning damage, more evasion rating, and some good lightning resistances, and adding life, of course. After doing all this, I am now res capped. So my resistances are at least at level 75. So right now I'm doing the Twilight Strand quest to unlock Lily at my hideout, which is very important because Lily sells gems, all the gems, the standard one, and I will now have access to all of them. I just have to kill all the monsters in this zone to get completion. Let's talk about how to move in PoE. Again, everything I say are suggestions and opinions. So you go around the mobs, you point, you attack, you repeat. Well, so pretty much you do that all the time. You will probably not have a lot of problems. Because a lot of times, we want to do like major DPS and we stand still for a couple of seconds and try to melt the boss, and sometimes it takes a couple of seconds to die, and this is where you're going to have some problems and maybe die. And also, there's sometimes too much stuff going on, and when this happens, I mean, just go around, point. I was going to say click, but we don't have a mouse. So while you go around, you point, you attack, go around, point, attack, go around. So if you do this, it's pretty much the consensus on how to kill tanky stuff in PoE. Um, what can I talk about right now? Yeah, you will see soon. Uh, the gloves, I'm gonna pick up some random gloves, those ones. And why I picked them up, it's just because it has 4 linked blue. So if ever I play a blue build, so intelligence, um, caster, I'm keeping it just in case because sometimes the sockets, the links, and the colors are going to be more important than the affixes or the attributes they have on. And since it's white, I mean, that means I can craft uh, stuff on it. So that's why I kept those gloves. At about 7 minutes 28, I found out, and I was very, very surprised that the 3.27 league mechanics that I enjoyed very much was still there. So the 3.27, the glyph thing, um, was pretty much my only resource for 6 links, 5 or 6 links. So I was very, very happy that it was there because I was sure they would remove it. The only thing is that it's now no longer intrusive. It's not like in every map. I think during the campaign I saw only 2. My guess is during maps, maybe in the Atlas tree, there's some new points you can put so you have more of that lead mechanic, but I'm just saying this. I have not verified anything, but my guess is if it's there, there's probably a way to get more of that league 3.27 lead mechanic. I'm just not there yet. Quick note, sometimes you will see me do nothing. And it's because I'm checking the build guide or something else like that on my PC. So I always have my PC open when I play PoE because I use a couple of things at the same time. I have a video on that, on everything I use while I play. So if you just click on my name, you will find a video. Since I'm new to this, I don't have a lot of videos. Still brand new to that, so you will find it pretty easily. All right, let's take a topic. I have some notes with a lot of topics. It's a quick note on. I consider myself an intermediate player. I've been playing PoE for about 4 to 5 years. How I play. Point A to point B, relatively as fast as I can, but killing everything in my path, looking for blue mobs, and I often take too much time to kill yellows. It's just that, like this one right here. It's just that I like killing them. When I see that it's going to take me like 30 seconds or 1 minute, I'm going to skip them. And the more I get experience in the game, I think the more I skip them. But even there, I like to kill pretty much everything in my path. So I'm not speed running. You understood that part. I'm not at all. I am really not a speed runner, and I'm really not interested in doing playing like that. I mean, just zooming through packs, not killing anything or not a lot, and go to the door, go to the next, and trying to do the campaign in like 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's really, really not my cup of tea. I always try to get a little bit more level versus the map or the act I am right now. So that's how I play. Campaign guide I'm using is from qphp.org, but it's really not a good one. I'm just used to it. I'm pretty sure a lot better one on maxroll.gg. So basically, if you have access to a phone, tablet, or PC, if you have this open, it basically tells you where to go. So you don't waste your time, because in this game, it's very easy to waste a lot of time. And I say waste here, but it's not the right word, but it's the word I'm going to use. Um, and often a lot of people when they play or when they comment or stuff like that, they're always trying to be the most time efficient as possible. That's what I'm trying to do also, but not in every aspect of the game, like speed running. I like doing the campaigns over and over again, by the way, because when you do the campaign, you are not in the grinding period. So unless you really like to grind, which I guess some people like it a lot, I don't mind grinding, but after a while I get bored, and that is why I try other builds. And I'm going to try builds that are completely different than the one I just played. Let's talk about stash tabs. I have bought a couple of them, which today I feel are necessary for me. There's one for cards. I think I have two premium quad stash tabs, which is just a 4 times bigger stash tab where you can put anything you want in there. I have one for legendary. I'll probably buy a scarab one. I don't have it for now. Essences, um, of course, currency and maps, which are, in my opinion, essentials when you're getting to maps. So I bought a couple of those. Not too crazy. I don't have like 30. I maybe have something like, I don't know, 12 or 15 max. Something like that. Uh, my take on is PoE free or what kind of game it is. So for me, it's free to try, pay to play. What that means is that you can try the game for free doing the tutorial, which is 10 acts. And if it's the first time you do the acts, it will take you a lot of time. So maybe between 20 and 50 hours. So, I mean, it's still a game that you can do everything in the free version. It's just that you're limited to four little tabs. And this is where you're going to have a problem when you get to maps. So free to try, um, pay to play. And what do I mean by pay to play is when you get to maps, this is where the real gain begins. And this is where the drops are just going to be so immense that you really, really need to buy some stash tab. So that means it's not pay to win, in my opinion. Not at all, not even close. And it's one out of many. One of the things I like very much. I really hate pay to play games. So again, I actually have this in my notes. The tabs that are absolutely necessary for me: currency, maps, gems, essences, uniques, divinity cards, and some additional tabs, which are premium stash tabs or quad stash tabs. Those are the ones that are necessary for me. Let's talk about what to pick up. Let me just go back to my league start notes. 1640. It's close. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this right now. So on arrow builds, you want an odd number of what is it? Arrows. So 1, 3, 5, 7. I am. There's two skill points that I'm waiting to get, which each one of them gives me +1 arrow. Because I'm not using them now, I need to, well, I don't need, but I added a support gem with lightning arrow that sends 2 more arrows. The problem with that support gem is that it lowers my DPS. So as soon as I'm gonna have my 2 points in +1 arrow, I'm gonna remove it, and if I remember well, I'm gonna add returning projectiles. Yeah. So why do you want an odd number? Well, if it's even, it means there's no arrows in the middle. So let's say you send 4, there will be 2 arrows on the left, 2 arrows on the right. So that means there's a good chance, well, there's more of a good chance that you're going to miss. So if you have 3, you have 1 in the middle and 1 on the left, 1 on the right. So you're not going to miss unless you're not pointing in the right direction. So that is why you always want an odd number. Other note for related to that video that I have at 27 minutes around that. So I often put portals near boss fights, just before entering, just because if I die, I don't have to redo all the map. I just need to go back to my portal. So it's just a habit that's good to do. And by the way, I'm the kind of guy that don't do a lot of switch characters. So normally, and this is more when you start, like your league start, you don't have a lot of portals. So what you do instead of using a portal, and it's not in every situation, I'm just resuming here. So people are going to go into the menu and do switch character and go back. So you don't use a portal. I really, really try not to do this, and for only one particular reason is that when you switch characters, at least on console, and you go into your skill points, where you put your skill points, the cursor is going to be back to where everything begins. If you use a portal instead, or anytime you go back into your skill tree, you will always be where you left off. So let's say I'm far right. Well, if I go back to my skill tree, I know, okay, I'm over there. I know where I'm pathing and stuff like that. I don't need to go back to my path of building and try to figure out, okay, where was I? Where's the point and stuff like that. And after that, use the controller to go far right. And I mean, it's better than having cancer, of course. It's not a big deal. But for me, I just find it annoying to, take a couple of seconds to check where was I. Okay, so I'm far right. Let's go there. Let's put my skills. So that's why I use portals. Of course, the only exception to that is when I really, really start. When you start the game, you don't even have one portal. You have to pick them up. So this is where I'm going to be very careful. But as soon as I have I don't know, something like 5 portals, this is where I'm going to start to use them a lot more, because you're going to get more and more and more, and you get a lot of portals during the campaign. So that's pretty much it for the notes on this playthrough. I'm gonna stop here because I'm keeping a lot of tips and guide stuff for other videos. So the rest of the video, it's just going to be gameplay. Again, there's going to be timestamps if you don't care about that part, but I'm going to leave the video finish until I finish the act. Like always, if you could take the 3 seconds to like the video, and if you have any comments, I will respond to them. I read them all. So yeah, I would really, really appreciate if you also put comments uh, and have some suggestions on maybe other things you want me to do. All right, everyone. Hope I'll see you soon. Take care.
Something has taken up the made it. Well,